Guys, thanks for joining me here again at my piano tutorial. We are going over the song in the Perfect 10. This is the 6th song, so you are making great progress. This one's a little bit longer, but we're going to work through it together. Before we start that though, I want you to know how much I love you. It's Valentine's Day week, and I know that God loves you, your family loves you, and the more that you spend time on your music, the more you're going to love playing the piano. So that is my goal for you, to help you figure out how to spend time learning about music and what makes music fun. So today on the song we're working on is called Trampoline Tricks. Okay, so this one is called a showstopper. What that means is that it's a really great recital piece. It's a song that everybody would love. It's kind of flashy, kind of fun to play, and in the past, a lot of students really want to play this song for the recital. So I'm always looking for the student that plays it the best to assign this one for the recital, and I am hoping that we can have a recital in person this year. I'm planning toward that. So anyway, to get started on the trampoline tricks, I wanted to go over a few little things with you. We've got a little bit of, I don't think we have any whole notes, maybe 1 or 2 whole notes, okay? So just to review, the whole notes get 4 beats, so you hold those out the longest. So on this song, we only have 1 or 2 of those. You won't find very many of those. There's just a couple of half notes. Remember, the half notes get 2 beats, so you can look around and see if you can find some of those. There's not very many of those either. Those are the slower, longer sounds, so you can see that this song is not slow, okay? So it's moving faster. All right, so you will see a lot of quarter notes. And what I'm noticing about the quarter notes is that they're staccato. Most of them are staccato, okay? So remember, staccato is like you're going to pretend that the keys are hot, so you're gonna quickly get off of the key. Now, doesn't that kind of remind you of when you're jumping on the trampoline? I'm sure all of you have had your chances of jumping on the trampoline and you're bouncing down, and that forces you to go up higher, and that's really fun. I loved being on the trampoline when I was younger. So anyway, so you've got your quarter note that gets 1 beat, and usually when you play it, it's going to be a pop off of the key. But what I'm noticing that's the hardest about this song is the groups of eighth notes. Okay, so the eighth notes go twice as fast. Okay, so if your quarter note goes 1, 2, 3, 4, then your eighth notes are going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and like that. So you can do it on the same note, or you can move it around. And on this song, you've got it moving around, so it's going to go more like this: 1 and 2 and 3, kind of like that. It moves up on the eighth notes. Okay, so you'll want to watch for those, and those will be using all 5 of your fingers. Okay, now one other thing I wanted to talk to you about your finger numbers. A lot of times you forget your finger numbers. You don't realize that you're not paying attention to it or whatever. So I wanted to go over this again. When your fingers are lined up, when your fingers are out in front of you, if you're going up, like if you're moving up the piano, then your fingers are going from the bottom to the top. So you can see how that's using opposite fingers, okay? So I'm not going 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s. That would be going like, this hand would be going down, this hand would go up. But when I want both hands to go up, then it's using opposite fingers. So you've got left hand 5 with 1, the thumb, 1 and 5, okay? Then you've got 2 and 4, then the 3s do line up, and then you've got your 4s and 2s and your 5s and 1s. So I hope that you'll practice when you're watching this video. Put your hands up and practice going 1 and 5, 2 and 4. It's like a little finger exercise, and doing each one of those, because that's a coordination skill that I have found that many of my students have. When I've been teaching the piano, I'm saying, okay, so put your hands in the C position, not the middle C where your thumbs are together, but the C where your the thumb is on the right hand on middle C, and in the left hand where your pinky is on the bass C. So do you hear how that sounds the same? All right, but what happens is a lot of times the students will go something like this. So that's using the same fingers at the same time, which that's not what we're doing on this song. We want to use the C's, so it's 5 and 1, and go up to the D, and then the E, F, G, okay? So there's little places that you're gonna have to be watching for that kind of movement. All right. Now, another thing to remind you about is the chord. So when we make a chord, like we can build a chord on C. Okay, so if you build a chord on C, you've got every other note. Okay. Okay, so if you build a chord on D, every other note, you can hear it's minor. And then the E, every other note is E minor. And then F, that's major. G, this one's major. And then you've got the A minor. And if you go on up, you've got B diminished. That one sounds really, really minor. And then you end with a chord on C. So I would encourage you to do that exercise as well in preparation for this song. All right, so you could do it with the right hand and the left hand. Do you hear those sounds? You can hear the difference between the major and the minor. All right, then when you're good at each hand separately, you could actually do that together. Those are the positions we're going to be moving around from on this song. So you'll see that I have put little papers in the different places where your hands move on this song. You could do that, or you could just take your pen, pencil, or whatever and mark it right on your music. That's fine to write on your book. It's no problem, okay? Right hand, C position. Left hand, the bass, C position. That's the first section. That's the major section, okay? The A section, you can hear how it's built on the C major chord. All right, now when it gets to this next measure, 7, 8, 9, measure 9 right here, the note in the bass goes down to A. So this is going down to the A minor position, okay? So I just wrote a little A and then an M. So my hands are gonna go down. Both hands are gonna go down to the A. Hear the sound of the A, E, chord. And every time the left hand crosses up to play that black note, it's out as the note right below the pinky of the right hand, okay? So then I've got another paper here. It's moving to the D minor position. So it comes back to the D position here. D, A, D, E, F, G, and here's my D minor chord. As it goes into the next page, it goes on up a little higher to the G. So the G is a capital G. It's major. It's going to have a major sound here. G, D. And then you got your G, A, B, C. Here's my G chord. Here's my black note, C sharp. Now, keep your right hand in the G position. The left hand is going to go low, not this G, but all the way down to the bass G. And it's going to do unison notes together. G's, A's, B's, C, D, C, B, A, G. Rest, and then G. It's like a G7 sound there. Then here's your C position again, just like you're starting. And I forgot to put here, this is the low G for that one. Okay, so we're back here. This is the A section again. It sounds like the beginning. So far, this is the same. Now it goes to the D minor, again, the same as it did here. D, A, D, E, F, G, D minor, G sharp. And it's sharp both of those times. The first time they may mark it just one time, and then the second time they don't mark it, it's still sharp because it's still in the same measure, so it's still sharp, okay? Then down here you've got the G again, which was the same as this one. G, D, G, A, B, C. Here's your G chord with C sharp. And then it ends in the high C position here. So the right hand goes up above the middle C to the high C. The left hand is down in the bass C. And you do unison again here. C, D, E, F, G, F, E, D, C. And then go opposite up to the high C and opposite down to the lowest C here and do a staccato, okay? So I tried to pull the camera over where you could see it a little bit more clearly on the piano, But you can see now, I'm going to show you a close-up on my paper so you can see where I put the changing of the hand positions, okay? So there it is on the first page, and here it is on the second page. Now you may think, oh, this is a lot of work. I don't want to spend time doing this. Well, then you're not going to improve and get better in your music. And the more that you learn about the chords and your fingering and the notes on the piano, the easier it will be, and you will be doing harder songs and more fun sounding songs as you continue to progress. Okay, so I kind of did this song in slow motion just now when I was playing it because I wanted to show you what I was doing as I played it. But this time I'm going to play it a little bit faster so that you can see what the end result is going to be a little bit more. Okay, here we go. I hope that you will enjoy practicing on that one. This one is going to determine who is dedicated to learning music and who wants to improve, as opposed to those who are lazy and don't want to try. Okay, so I hope that that is not you and that you will really give it your best effort. And remember that I love you and you will love playing music once you put more time into it. Okay, have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video.